Hello, my name's Jan. I'm going to show you how to set up Collision inside of Unreal Engine. If you find this useful, please like and subscribe for more videos, and don't forget to check out my website 3dassetlibrary.com for Unreal and Unity Engine assets. So here we go. So I've got a little door frame here I've made, and obviously we want the player to be able to walk through this. So when I press play currently, what will happen is when we try to walk through it, we can't walk through it, but we can go around it. Again, we can't walk through it. So what we do is we'll go to our mesh, so in this case my door frame in the content browser, open that up, and then what we'll do is we've got a little button up here that's called Collision with an arrow next to it, so click that and load Simple Collision. So we've got a green box here, and that shows you where the player can, essentially where the player, if the player walked into this, he would hit it. So anything within this green box, he's just basically not going to be able to get through. So what we want to do is we want to make it so he can walk through this part here. Now, what you can do is, if we go up to Collision here, there's a few ways of doing this. We can say click Auto Convex Collision, and this will bring up this little section here on the right. And if we press apply, you can see here it's created our collision. So now if I press save, it's created like the collision around each part of the frame. If I press save, which I've done, and then I'll just close that for a second, press play, we should, in theory, hit the frame, but we can walk through the door. There we go. So that's one way of doing it. Now, generally, I've found that the auto convex works fine for me. You can adjust the amount of precision here, the hold count. Say whether this was curved, you can generally get the precision fine with that. But if you can't, because sometimes things load in and they don't work, you can click on these green outlines, delete them, and what we can do is manually do it. So if we go to Collision, add box simplified, so you can see here it's added that original one back, and then we can do that. So we can resize our own, add another one. What's going on here? What's going on? I've got my... there we go. And as you can see here, it's pretty much exactly the same, if not a little bit cleaner than the automated one. But it's good to know this because sometimes you need it. Because not always the automated auto convex works. So if I close that, in theory we should have exactly the same principle, but yep, right. There's also another way which I would use for more complicated, very complicated stuff, because it uses a lot more I think processing power, and which obviously you want to use as little as possible. So if we click Collision again, we've got Complex Collision. So you can see here it's really clean, really tidy, and but what this does is this can use as I say, a lot more resources. But if you've got no other choice and it hasn't worked, what you want to do is you select that. So you see there, we did up there with the tab, and it's if we type in the details panel Collision and scroll down to Collision Complexity. And here you can say use the complex collision, which is what we're currently looking at, as a simple. So then what happens there is you can see we've got this now still there. So yeah, that's how you set up a very simple collision inside Unreal. So if that's helped, please do give a like and maybe subscribe.